Alright guys, as most of you know, spring is here, and spring means hiking season, right? Most people go out in the woods, they do a couple trails until it gets too hot in the summer. Although summer, you do have a lot more people on the trail, but it's usually a very touristy thing. I like to get out either before summer or directly after summer. The kit that you see on the table is most likely the kit that I'm going to bring with me. You should understand that depending on where you're going to hike, what location, what national park, or if you're going to go on private land or with people, is going to determine how much gear you should take. Now on the table it looks like it's a lot of gear, and essentially it's the gear that I feel comfortable taking. Some people say it's too much, some people say it's too little. I always plan on the worst possible disaster. So if I'm going to go out into the woods, I'll take my family. Someone breaks an ankle, we get attacked by dinosaurs, I don't know. Whatever the case is, we get lost out there, which would probably be more likely than dinosaurs. I would like to say that I was prepared enough to put everything that I need in the pack. Alright, so the pack that I usually use is this, I think they call it the Zafar. It's by Maxpedition. I like this pack a lot. There are a lot of really good features on it. It has an internal frame. They have this eggshell type of padding on it. All the straps are adjustable. It has a waist belt on here that you can remove if you don't want to use it. These little zipper buckles right here. I mean, Maxpedition makes great stuff. There's no doubt about it. I don't think you can put anything in here, maybe then some change or maybe your wallet or keys, which I think that's what it was meant for. But they make really good stuff. This stuff is semi-waterproof. Well, I should say they put like some type of coating on it to make it waterproof. It's an excellent piece of kit. Mostly why I got this was because of the two side pockets that hold my canteens, my Nalgene canteens. I really like that they're very deep pockets. It also has hideaway pockets on here. Let me unstrap that. It has hideaway pockets on each side in the back, which is really cool. On the front, it has multiple pouches. This is in mesh. It also has a key fob, pockets right here. That's my bag. Inside the top, they have what they call a sunglass case, so it's soft in there. If you want to put electronics in there, it won't get scratched up. It does have a spot for your water bladder. Okay, I always carry a water bladder with me when I'm on the trail. I think it's a lot easier than going to the bottles all the time. You can get into the back if you need to. There's a zipper right here. And I don't know what the cubic feet is, but honestly, it's as big as I want to go and as small as I want to go. So it's like right in the middle. Now, I'm a big guy. I'm 6'4", 230 pounds. This pack looks like it's my kid's pack, okay, because it looks like a little bit smaller. But I don't want to carry too much, so for me, it fits for the needs that I have. It has strapping on the bottom as well, and it has some waterproof material, so if you did put your bag down in water or in snow, it's not going to leak through the back. So I really like that. Alright. The canteens, as you saw, I have my water bladder in there as well, but the canteens that I use are these Nalgenes. Nalgenes usually come in the 32 ounce bottles. I like to get the 48 ounce bottle, so I have quite a bit of water. I have two of these that I put in each side, and I have the water bladder, so that's a ton of water. That's a lot of water. If I felt that I didn't need that much, or I was going somewhere where it wasn't going to be a very long hike, I could just take the water bottle, or I could just take two of these. So it gives me options. That's what I like about it. On one of my Nalgene canteens, I do have the nesting cup, just in case I want to drink something that doesn't have a container. I could use that. I always carry with me some type of bivy or emergency blanket, if you will. I think it's important to carry this type of stuff. It doesn't weigh that much. This happens to be the new one from SOL. It's the breathable one, and I always leave it in the plastic, so it's there if I need it. If not, it doesn't weigh that much. I always carry some type of baby wipes. This happens to be the Cottonelle Fresh Care. They're disposable. Most of the time, if you are hiking in the woods, depending on the location, if it's a national park, they will have porta potties somewhere along the roads, so it's not too much of a big deal. I don't go to the woods to go take a dump or crap everywhere. They prefer that you didn't do that, but if it was an emergency, at least you have some baby wipes. Also, you can wash your face if you needed to, that type of thing. I always carry some type of fire starter. These happen to be the trioxane, and I have some these, I forget what these are, these little fire tabs, and a Bic lighter. As a secondary option, I carry a very large fire steel. This is 6 inches by, and I think a ½ inch. Very big fire steel, good to go there. Something to eat with. This is a Toks titanium spork, very lightweight. Most of the time, like I said, if you go into a national park, they'll have places for you to eat, but I always like to carry these little tiny things that make your life a lot easier. I always carry some Chem-Lights. These probably are a little bit older, I gotta check them. But Chem-Lights, if you get lost or you're in the trail somewhere and you don't know where you are or you need help to signal, they come in very handy. As far as light goes, I get the Energizer. These are actually cheaper than the the professional versions, but they work great and they take AAA batteries. I have a red lens, white, and then I actually have the SOS or the strobe for come and help me, I'm lost because I'm a dumbass and got lost in the woods. So that kind of stuff works very well. Anything to illuminate where you are if you are lost in the woods. I don't like getting lost in the woods. It doesn't happen very often, but it's always good to be prepared. Extra batteries. These are all AAA batteries. I have a Garmin GPS. I forget which one this is. It doesn't. Oh, it's the Oregon 650T. This thing is awesome. This has a readout display, touch display. It even has a camera in the back. So if you are one of those people that do like geocaching, or you know, you want to take a picture of the location, you can take a picture of it, upload it to the website, and then it becomes if any other hiker that wants to see the location, they could just go on the internet and take a look at it. So it's pretty cool. Some of these items you see here, I'm definitely going to have while I'm hunting as well. So I just use a different pack for hunting. That's all. It's mostly the same stuff, but different pack. This is a Spot Gen 3. Again, this is a GPS for in case you get lost. It has a couple different settings. You do have to pay an annual for this if you want certain settings, but it does have an SOS. So if you get lost somewhere in the woods, you get hurt, you fall off a cliff, you can hit the SOS and they'll roll in the Coast Guard, which is kind of nice. Specifically if you don't have any cell phone service and you cannot call for help. Really good stuff. A couple other small amenities here. Bug spray. Always carry bug spray depending on where you're going, but honestly I always cover it with me. This is actually it's the paste. It's the lotion. It's not the spray. SPF 30, Purell, another lighter. You know, camera gear, obviously. This is a little small survival sewing repair kit. It's not necessary, but this thing is so light. It really has a lot of the stuff that if you were stuck in a situation where you ripped your, and I know this doesn't happen often, but let's say you ripped your clothing, you got caught on a branch, and now your ass is hanging out. Maybe a little sewing kit would help you out to save yourself from some embarrassment. So that's why I carry this. It happens. You're in the woods, you're tracking, you're not paying attention, your clothes rip, they're just clothing. And instead of walking around in your underwear, it's kind of nice to have a little sewing kit just to get you to the car or wherever you're going and get home. Alright. Food bars, depending on how far or how long you're going to go out, any type of food bars, Quest, Cliff bars, really good stuff. As far as medications go, these are the two primary medications that I always bring. One is Imodium and one is ibuprofen. I cannot tell you how many times on the trail that ibuprofen has saved me from massive headaches. And the reason is because if you're not hydrating enough, you're overexerting your body, you're at a different altitude, so you're not climatized as much, you will get headaches. Ibuprofen, Advil, that type of stuff works, and of course Imodium, we know what that's for. I always carry some type of fixed blade with me. This happens to be my Mark Scout 1. I carry this pretty much anytime I'm out in the woods. I made the Kydex sheath, and of course I have a Tek-Lock on there. This knife I pretty much carry for hunting, for fishing, for going out in the woods. This happens to be my knife. You can get them up on the website if you go to threeriverblades.com. It's stainless steel, so you don't have to worry about rusting. I do make the Kydex sheets for you, whatever color you want if I can get it. Micarta handle. It has a 90-degree spine, so if I needed to use my Ferrocerium rod, I could. It's about a 5-inch blade. Excellent, excellent blade. If you're interested, go up to the website. I do have cordage. This is 550 cordage. This is, I don't know, over 100 feet of cordage. It has that spool tool thing, which is kind of cool. And actually, this is supposed to go in here. That's why. Alright, so that goes in there. And then it has a little cut edge on there, so if you need it, you can just slice it off. Really cool tool. Big fan of this. Whoever invented it is really cool. This is bear spray. I think this might be expired by now. So, yeah, 2015. I probably have to buy more. Frontiersman bear spray. Okay, listen. Bear spray is one of those things where it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Depending on where you are, most bears or large animals don't want anything to do with you. But if you come near their children, you threaten them in some way, they can and will attack. And bear spray, if you cannot carry firearms, depending on where you are or what your location is, then yeah, carry something. I know a lot of hikers, they carry bells and whistles so they can warn the bear or warn the large animal that, hey, listen, or a moose, I'm in the area, we don't want to bother you, don't bother me. Okay. I have an Anker battery. This I don't always leave in my pack because I got to charge it. This one is for cell phones, GPSs, or anything I got to charge up on the trail. I know it's one of those things where it's kind of like you want to go to nature to appreciate nature, but we always bring the synthetic world into the natural world because we're humans, and that's just the way it is. When we go hiking, or especially me, I'm only going for like a day or two, and I want to appreciate nature, and that's what the camera's for. You know, take the pictures so you can have memories and share it with your friends and everything like that. And everything that we have usually runs on some type of battery or electronic. It's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way it is. Alright, I don't have any type of rain gear. Some people like to bring the lightweight rain jackets, and that's okay. What I don't think you should purchase is the really crappy ones, the ones that are like $3 and they're really clear. Those are garbage, they'll rip, alright? What you can do is, this is a all-weather blanket. I don't usually use rain gear. You can use ponchos. You can use this as a shelter if you need to. You can cut a hole in it and wear it as a poncho, or you can just buy a poncho. I don't normally carry it because when I go out into the field, it's one of those things where you're moving, you're enjoying nature, and if you get wet, that's part of the trip. As long as you're not going to stay overnight or get stuck, then you'll be fine, you'll survive. If you're in a cold environment, then you're going to be wearing the appropriate clothing anyway. So I always carry some type of cover, whether it's a rain jacket, a poncho, or something like a space blanket. Okay. Some type of hat. This just happens to be a regular hat for sun protection. I have a set of gloves. These are Nomex gloves. These are the flight gloves that they have in the military. I like these a lot. They're not overly expensive, and when it comes to heat, in other words, if you're cooking a meal or something like that, it works great. And because they are long, they come up to here. If you're going through a briar patch or something like that, you'll be able to protect your hands. I always carry some type of shema. Believe it or not, these shemas are awesome in so many different ways. If you get hurt, you can wrap yourself, you can make a splint out of it. What I mostly use this for is sweat and sun protection. It doesn't have to be tactically green. This is why I got the black and white one. But it's an excellent piece of kit, very lightweight. It it's one of those things where I would not go out in the woods. Even when I go hunting, I wear one. So it's a great piece of kit. As far as first aid, I always carry the medical kit. This is a Venture medical kit. I put a few extra things in here that did not come with this. I do like the moleskin in here. Make sure, and it, you know, has a couple different things like ibuprofen and stuff like that. But this is more along the lines of a boo-boo ouch stuff, okay? It also has stuff for sprains. So if you're spraining your ankle, that kind of thing. It has ace bandages and splints and that kind of stuff. So these don't come completely packed. What you can do is put your things in it, okay? A life straw, because if you run out of water, you're in the field and you need to get water that's a little bit cleaner, then you have a life straw with you. They do sell minis now that are even smaller than this. I just happen to have this for a while. Garbage bags. I have in here 2 contractor bags, 2 2-gallon bags, and 1 1-gallon bag. What I find with the bags is when you're in the field, let's say you're eating your chow, you're in the field, you're in the woods, you're enjoying yourself. Usually you have garbage, and I hate to leave garbage in the trail, so I'll just pack all that stuff out with me. Garbage bags, Ziploc bags, excellent. All right, you don't have to worry about it. A couple of the odds and ends here, some duct tape. I always carry duct tape. Believe it or not, duct tape works also. This happens to be Gorilla Tape, but if you do have blisters and you don't have moleskin, you can make bandages with duct tape. I do it all the time. Some type of multi-tool. This happens to be, I had to actually get it. It's called the Hiker Red, which is kind of cool. This has pretty much everything a hiker would need except for a pair of pliers. I do carry my multi-tool, my Leatherman with me most of the time. And if I was going into the field, I would use that. But I always like to leave something in the pack in case I forget it. All right. So this has mostly all the tools that you need. What I do like about this is it does have a Phillips screwdriver. There is nothing in the woods that is going to make a Phillips screwdriver. So like I said, we usually wind up bringing the synthetic world into the natural world, and we need the tools to do it. All right, simple blade. It has a simple little saw on it, okay, and it has the Phillips, the screwdrivers, things like that. But like I said, the Hiker Red, I leave it in a box so I remember the name. Navigation, like I said, I have my GPS. This is like a map case, all right? You can see the last park I went to was Arcadia National Park in Maine. Highly recommended if you get the chance, go up to Maine. It's beautiful out there. Some pens, I have a whistle and my Sunto compass, because if the GPS goes down, you're going to need something to navigate with. Most of the trails, you don't even need half the stuff when it comes to navigation, but like I said, if you go off trail or if you go into a private piece of land, you're going to need something. Ride in the Rain notebook. Last but not least, I have my Glock 29. I use this pretty much anytime I go out into the woods. It is a 10mm automatic, the Glock 29. This is the SF version. Which means small frame, so if you have small hands, etc., you can reach around. It never really bothered me. They only had the small frame version, or else I would have got the regular version. If you have the Glock 30, it will fit the same exact holster. I do have night sights on there in case we are running around at night, then you are able to pick up those sights. The ammunition that I carry is 200 grain ball ammo. It's for animals, okay? It's not for people. I do have hollow points for this gun, and depending on where I'm going or you know what type of activity I'm going to do, but the reason I carry this gun is for animals, okay? I know some people are going to say carry a 357, a 44 Magnum. Yes, I can, but that's only 6 rounds, and it's heavy and it's bulky, okay? A Glock 29 is a lot smaller, it's a small form factor, and I don't feel underarmed with a 10mm. If you shot 10mm, you can feel it. It's about a 41 Magnum in between a 357 and 44 Magnum type of round. It's got some punch, and you can actually get, I think it's Buffalo Bore has even hotter rounds, alright? I'm okay with the 200 grain animal loads. Like I said, most animals will leave you alone. It depends on how I carry this. Sometimes I have the fanny pack, with a tactical fanny pack, if you will. Sometimes I'll carry it on my side if I'm not using the side straps, or shoulder holster. Okay, I can carry them either way. It never really bothered me. I rather, like I said, depending on your state law, some national parks don't allow you to carry firearms. Some do. If you're going to, like, I go hunting on private land and I go hiking on private land a lot of times. I'll just, so this way I won't be bothered. I'll carry my firearm and I'll be happy. Alright guys, so I hope I pretty much covered anything. If you have anything to add, you could put them in the comments down below. What I usually do is I have this packed at all times. I mean, obviously there's certain things like the map will be changed out. My food, I'm probably going to carry more than just a bunch of food bars. But everything essentially will be packed in that bag, ready to go. And when I need it, I just head out into the woods. So I hope to see you guys on the trail this year. Enjoy nature, man, because it's there until it's not. And then when it's not, it's over. So thanks very much, guys. Put the comments down below. Hit the thumbs up. And if you are looking for an awesome fixed blade, please go up to 3riverblades.com. Thank you for the support.